Hey, Cinder Pidgey, how you doing? Alrighty. So, good evening. Welcome back. I am going to be doing some painting tonight. This should be quite a bit of fun. I hope anyway. I have never... Hey, Skits, how you doing? Okay, so tonight I'll be painting some Dakkajets, and I am wearing my beanie for two reasons. One, it's a little cool, and two, hopefully I'm trying to stop my very reflective forehead from working. I am yet to. It's not an unfortunate haircut incident yet. It's an unfortunate lack of haircut. It ain't good. So um, I've been quarantined too long. So anyway, so what I'm thinking for tonight, well, I've come up with my idea for the color scheme, and it's based on an old MIG design. So it's primarily silver, which is great, right? And silver's good. Silver's a great color to look at. Um, and oh, thanks, Cinder. Oh, good. Ha. Oh, hello to your dad if he watches this one as well. Sorry, you should look at the camera for that. Hello. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to go with silver. Silver, right? Silver's great. The trouble is, I'm not sure if that's going to come up so good under this light on this camera. I'm going to do it anyway, but we'll see how we go. It's going to be silver primarily, and we're going to have some yellow highlights because I've decided that these are an offshoot of the Bad Moons Orc clan. They've got the money for this sort of operation, you know. And so we're going to have primarily silver, yellow highlights, or some yellow details. I'm using some gray, Valero gray as contrast. And I'm actually going to be slowly switching over to Valero paints, I think. They're really quite good quality, but we'll just see how we go with that. And then some different sorts of metallics for the guns and the exhausts and things like that. Some very bright silver for highlights. And the cockpit will be blues. Oh, and of course, everyone's favorite. Oh, what happened to the colors? There we go. Everyone's favorite. What is it called? Null oil wash. So that's my plan. Oh, on another point, I remember what that movie was I was looking for. Where's my pen? Turns out it wasn't Marissa Tomei, or Sandra Bullock for that matter. Someone else I can't remember the name of now, but it was called Double Jeopardy. So just remembered it before I jumped on. You noticed the spill jar? Yes. Skits and I have had many accidents with washes, so I've gone and got myself a not so easy to knock over little spill-proof jar. Anyway, let's get this going. All right, it looks like there's enough silver in there. Okay. Well. Now, also turns out I have enough of these plastic stands that I can actually waste some as the sacrifice stand for when I'm painting. Just grab my other one. So this is the throwaway stand. Yeah, everyone has. And it's terrifying. It's the worst feeling because you get and then cried about it, Skits, and then cried because that stuff's expensive, and you always need more of it. All right. Also, quick technical question: how's the lighting looking here, and on this noggin of mine? Think it's looking okay-ish. Let's adjust that. That'll work. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of them tonight. Oh, I'll do one and then follow on to the next one. But also the Dakkajet. I'll be working on the Dakkajet. So if Nostra ever comes back, yes, that's theirs. Alrighty, let's get this mess underway. Nostro. You know what? Actually, it is the Dakkajet. It turns out because it's got the great big. Hang on. Guys, it's got the great big nostril tusky things. It's got its air pipes. So technically it is the Dakkajet. Sorry, Nostro. Nothing I can do about it. Okay. Now, a lot of people will be watching this going, "What? There's no base coat." Well, with silver over this, the metallic, or the nice silver over the grey, doesn't really need a base coat. I found it's just a base coat at this point would just be another layer of paint obscuring some detail. So I really don't see the point. That's right. Nostro is US based. Yeah, that's. Well, I was very appreciative of Nostro coming to visit last time, and just as appreciative of everyone else turning up as well. By everyone else, I mean you and you and Cinderbidgy Skits, and your company is very appreciated. Also, you'll notice I don't have any focus bounce this time. Focus bounce, the bouncy cam isn't working because I've got to switch the two cameras over. So, a question for both of you: Do you do you always base coat yours, or do you find sometimes you'll have a color that doesn't really need it, and you're pretty sure you're going to get away with it if you don't? I mean, even if I miss bits on this grey, I'm going to be hitting it with a wash regardless, so it doesn't really matter. However, there's a very shiny jet. Ah, and there's a flaw in my plan. I'm going to have to unplug this anyway, just to put him back in while he dries quickly. That's almost touched. No, got a little bit of paint off. He's almost touch dry. Anyway. There we go. Good enough. So shiny. And this is the first shiny. You'll appreciate this, Skits. This is the one I learnt off you. So you do your base shiny, and then you hit it with a wash, and then you dry brush it again. But then you go back with the extra shiny and give metal highlights on the metal. It looks really nice. So we'll give the nostril jet a touch up as well. What's part about you painting? Oh, thanks. So basically, what you're saying is you just want to see me bleed. Well, you won't be the first person to say that. But it's very true. I have bled on. I have bled on blunter objects. I did always. After all, I have cut my gum quite badly on toast. I have also stabbed my mouth with a cornflake. So I am very skilled and gifted at such things. Injuring myself in amusing ways, that is. Silver. I enjoy base coating. I enjoy all sorts of everything about painting, to be honest. But base coating always feels like it's the start of a small adventure. One of the things I love about this. The only thing better than base coating miniatures is base coating scenery. Because scenery, you can get a lot of mileage out of. Oh, I've already stuffed up. I've got the sacrificial stand in that one already. And now I've got it. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to get paint all over my clear stands all over the place. Sorry, Skits. Yes, that was funny. Oh, and Cinder, you've gone and done the cornflake one as well. It's rough. It's rough going. So, Cinder, tell us, are you working on anything at the moment? Ah, just gaming. No, not right now. I kind of meant, like, are you paint? Last time we spoke, last week, you were thinking about getting into painting again. Ah, still considering. I was thinking actually, why don't you get? You could get some of those Marvel minis, the new ones, the new tabletop Marvel game, or you could get Star Wars stuff, perhaps. I could see you painting up a bunch of clone troopers or rebels, for that matter. Alrighty, silvery zooms, zoom 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 shiny. Alrighty, that's three very shiny boys. There's that. Art motivation can be a trick. I do admit that. If you're not in the oh, hey, thanks Shadow. Woohoo! I gotta follow. That is such an electric sound when you're doing this. That's very exciting. Thank you very much. And yeah, now I shall ignore you. My apologies, ma'am. That's really cool. I'm super excited. Okay, quick bit of coffee. All right. Okay, so yep, tacky but touch dry. Enough for the next round of paint. But I did link. It's on my Facebook page anyway. I linked on my Facebook page, but I will do more linking. Not really sure how, but I'll figure that out. Oh, that's right. You don't use. Yeah, sorry, Facebook. Where am I going to link? I linked it on my YouTube. Done that. Oh well, I'll come up with ideas. Anyway, thank you for searching. Thank you for finding. Thank you for joining. Alrighty. Now here's the bit that is going to cause possibly some people stress because I have shaky hands. So the application of the paint doesn't always go on as smooth as I'd like. But my plan for this is basically wherever there's raised, let's see if I can show some bits off here. Alrighty. Wherever there's a raised area, looks like raised extra plating. I'm going to go through and hit that with some yellow base. And then in a couple other spots I'll do it as well. I don't want to overdo the yellow. It's a very powerful color, particularly when you're going with a silver base. So, oh, thank you, Cinder. So, but yeah, I have shaky hands. My vision is also not fantastic. So what I'm going to end up probably having to do is go back and do damage control painting, or basically line work where I've gone splashing. What's the correct term for that? Anyone who does proper painting more often than I do. Error correction. That sort of thing. Who's Pedro Quent? What is that? Apparently I've got a bot in this. I've got a bot on my channel, I think. Well done. Skits is on it. So yeah, I think the most fun about doing the Orky thing is that when it comes to highlighting this yellow, I'll be able to go violent and vibrant because it won't matter, because orcs like it bright and loud. I thought you were just abusing your power as a demonstration there, Skids. Like, because you was bragging about doing that. It was a pointed attack. Okay. Alright, well, gee, that's bright. That is so hard to show under the lights. Wonder if there's a... I'm just going to try something on the settings. Whoa, that's so shiny. Hang on, let's try... Switch over the color. Alright, that's a little better. You can still shiny, but you can see the details just a tad better. Right. Switch the light back. Alright, so I think I'm going to put yellow in the some of the paneling on the tail there as well. Well, as I've already asked the others, Shadow, are you got any models that you're working on of late, or just those diorama things you've been kind of half working on? Paint, paint, paint. There we go. Okay. I just realised it's a lot harder for me to talk and paint than talk and hobby model, because I sometimes hold my breath, which I did not realise until right now. Yeah, well, Skits, you forget to breathe doing this sometimes, and I can understand that. It's a little tricky. All right, so no, not that breathing's tricky. Multitasking is tricky. That's what I meant. All right. I think I'm gonna do the bitey mouth or yellow as well. Yellow. Now, if you're wondering, I have a tendency. You probably weren't wondering, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I tend to go and do all my base colors, all my blocking first, and then I hit it. Then I go and hit it with a wash. Some people will base, then wash, then come back. I suppose it just depends what I'm wanting to do, or what effect I'm going for. But normally, it's blocking, then wash, and then come back again for details. Tidy up, and then highlighting. That isn't looking too terrible. Very shiny, but not too bad. I'm not sure if I'm going to put any more yellow on that, to be honest. I don't know if I want any more yellow on that. I mean, it's very minimalistic when it comes to the extra colours. Thoughts? Switch the light back over again. Thoughts on this one? Any more yellow? I'm going to do blue in the cockpit and a bronzier colour in the... No thoughts from Skits. And bronze, a bit more of a bronze colour on the guns and the bombs. I'm contemplating the panel here in yellow. Yeah, I think I will. Ah, that's off. There we go. Ugh. He's a technical wizard as he is. Am I doing anything else on the wings? Mainly, I was planning on doing some mainly silver highlighting, because once I dirty it up, that'll lift it out that way. Because there's a fairly famous old Russian MiG design. Was it Russian MiGs? I think so. I don't know. May not have been, but which was all silver and just minimum red. And with a front, much like this one, the nose cone. The nose cone, there we go. Maybe yellow on the wings. Where do you reckon, guys? Ooh, blue with the yellow. Let's think about that. Blue. Blue and yellow and so... Ah! Blue as veteran markings, because blue is lucky for orcs. In the orc clans, particularly the Death Skulls, but in orc clans, blue is a lucky colour. So, I could use the blue striping or some other sort of effect for veterans. I don't mind that idea. But yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do some minimalistic extras on the end just to tie it together. To tie it together, because I can't speak. I'm going to do a yellow edge stripe on the wing. Yeah, well, and plus, clearly, it's the luck of Gork and Mork that keeps you in the air if you're an orc pilot. Certainly not mechanical skill. Alright. Sorry to everyone that I'm blinding with the intensity of this light and the fact that I'm painting silver. That's not bad. I'm rather happy with that straight line for someone whose hands shake as much as mine do. It's not perfect, but as they say in the movies, I can fix that in post. Okay. I think that's a yellow on this sucker. Switch me light over again so no one goes blind looking at it. Okay. So yeah, got the fine detail of the yellow on the edge. Just in there. The MiG mouth, a panel, and some wing bit and some tail bits. See if I can not kill anything. Yeah, alright. Fairly happy, fairly pleased with that effect. Now, Alright, next up is, we'll take the nostril jet and we'll definitely give it blue stripes then. Okay. Probably blue stripes up the inside. Alright, we'll jump in with the yellow first though, of course. I don't know why I just thought of it, but I've just come up with another movie I want to watch. I'll have to go pick it up. I haven't seen it in ages. Demolition Man. with Stallone and was it Snipes? I can't remember who it was. Either way, Demolition Man. Haven't seen that one in forever either. Yeah, I've got my little notebook here if I want to come up with ideas. Did I? Thank you. Shadow. Damn it. Oh, I'm so glad this is recording. All right, Demolition Man. That's the second one is removed. Thanks for that. Oh dear. I'm consistent. What do you mean? And stuffing things up or just the way I think? How annoying is that? Alrighty. Onto this one. Oh, it's weird painting for a camera, isn't it, Skits? I now understand what you were complaining about. Yeah, this is bizarre. I'm trying to toy with it. Oh, Shadow, do you have any other trashy 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s action movies you can think of for me to watch? You too, Cinder. Wake up. Kindergarten Cop. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's terrible. I remember loving that one. Kindergarten Cop. No, that's gold, that is. I like that. I don't mind that at all. Alrighty, so let's see, we'll do some yellow paneling in the middle here where the toothy bits are. How are we doing for time? Where's my clock gone? There it is. No, doing pretty good. Santa Claus. Oh, I hate that movie. So much. But I asked, didn't I? Alright. It goes on a different page. I can call this bad ideas. Oh, 10 things. That's not bad. Right, that's not a bad idea. But there's Santa Claus. Ha! I actually own Baby's Day Out already. Yeah. Alright. I think that's one of our household favorites, that one. I always manage to get a laugh. It always gets a laugh at me when the baby sets the guy's crotch on fire with the lighter. That's good. That's perfect toilet humor. That is. Alrighty, so I'm thinking of just doing the entire nose cone yellow again. Alright, calm down there, Shadow. Mask, yeah. Mask and Mousetrap. That's pretty good too, actually. Wasn't expecting a deluge. I think I'm going to have to come back and rewatch my own video just to get these good ideas. Because if I keep writing everything down, I'm going to run out of time. I did this to myself. Oh, overflow. Ugh, untidy. Alright, that's just tough. Overflow is going to happen when you got models this small. Really? Space Jam. Yep, that could be good. I see they're doing a sequel too. Okay. Nom nom nom. Alrighty, so here's a question. Here's a question. Where should I put... Do you reckon I should put the veteran stripes like... No. Anyway, I'll fix that in a second. Veteran stripes down there. Oh, there's more panels there. I can fix them. Where do you reckon the veteran stripes should go? Doo-doo-doo. Veteran stripes used to cover up damage. What, paint damage? Things I've done wrong, or just general damage? Because the whole damn shit, if it's just general damage, like in-game damage, the whole thing's gonna be blue. Battle damage. Don't mind it. Now the only trouble, I'm just thinking about further down the line, how do I make that look like veteran markings and not just like a damaged Datsun where they're replacing panels with strange colours? Although that is still applicable for an Orc vehicle. Stop doing that. Okay. Not exactly tidy, but we're getting there. Yeah, that's not too bad either. Fairly pleased with that. Got some mess to tidy up in a second, but not too bad. I don't think I'm going to go into the third one tonight, because I don't think I'm going to... As long as that's... Yeah, that's dry. Good. So, I'm probably going to just jump between the two. I don't think I'll have time otherwise. Okay. Yeah, we'll go into something that has a bit of colour in it. Yay, coffee. Hopefully you can't hear me drinking, because that's not right. That's not cool. Alrighty. Coffee. Alright, so let's do a quick bit of splash. I'll try for a smaller brush this time. Let's try with the cockpit. Whoa, put that away. Probably go with a very light blue when I do the, or at least a not so intense blue when I do the vet stripes. Funnily enough, I got Frozen, Let It Go playing in my head, but thankfully it's the Piano Guy's version, which makes it less terrible. Okay, that's going to need some more tidy up, but there's there's the beginnings of where the cockpit will go. So, oh, yeah. Hi, Nostril. Oh, Nostril's here. Yo, Nostro. Good to see you. Welcome back. Thank you very much for returning. And I will be painting your jet fighter tonight. Sorry, just switching over the lights again so it doesn't blind you to look at it. So this is very shiny. It's going to be mainly silver with yellow. A blue cockpit. You can only just make that. Dropping things. And we're also going to give a blue veteran stripes. Although, now that you're here, I'd like to... I'll let you pick the color. You can have any color you want as the veteran stripes or the ace striping, sorry, on the Dakkajet. Alrighty? You get to pick it. I'd appreciate it if it made some sense as a color scheme, but I'll just roll with whatever you pick. It's my own fault for saying it. This is going to be a tricky... Yeah, right, I'm just going to have to go all blue all over it, and then just come back and fine line the silver reinforcing on the cockpit later. Is that my coffee? That was my coffee. Still tastes okay. We're good. I'm going to put that over here now. Yes, dear, I did. Thank you, sweetie. Of course, my wife's sitting right there to witness that foolishness. You warned me? No, you didn't. When did you warn me? Oh, you did, right there. What's that? 8 comments up. Don't confuse the coffee cup with the paint water. Well, I did, so there we go. And Nostro is partial to red or blue. Okay, well, I think we might go with... So that's 2 of you now that have said red or blue. Which is... It gives me a general spectrum, you know, but isn't very specific. That means I have to make an executive decision. How disgusting. Yeah, alright, that has to be touched up later. Badly, not great. Oh well. No, he's not going to go for... I'm not going to do purple. I won't do... Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I will. No. No, I'm going to save purple for a different idea. Alright, let's do some metal. Metal! Yeah, purple. But purple would be really cool. Especially with the yellow. That's going to look nasty. I'll think about it. I'll think about it more. Anyway. Now. We'll go with the darker metal on the guns and the engines. Because I want to. Let's see. Now, from here, that looks quite cool and a little bit different. I don't know if it's going to... I think that looks okay. How do I? I'll try the light again. There we go. So purple, it'll be that darker. Oh, Shadow's out. Well, thank you very much for stopping by, Shadow. Thank you for coming in and throwing the purple of doubt into my colour scheme. I hope you have a good evening. Good luck with the programming. And I'll catch you later. Alrighty. And how have you been doing, Nostro? Hopefully you've been keeping well. Oh. Why doesn't your cat like you, Cinder? Everyone likes you. What's wrong with your cat? I thought cats were... Oh. I got called back into work, like, what, today? Or are you just prepping for a future date? That is, Nostro. Is there a bird yelling in the background? No, I don't think so. Why, is there a weird sound coming through? It's not for me. Got nothing happening here. Got no other audio happening on my desktop either. I got nothing. I'd say it's from your place, kids. Back to work again. Yeah, is this a good thing, Nostro? Are we happy about going back to work, or is it still a concerning time at the moment? It's just so undignified, having let it go running through my brain. It just won't leave. Don't you start singing it, Joe. Don't. Oh, come on. Hun. You work in a hobby store. That's awesome. But at the same time, yeah, people. Humans. Plague bearers. Alright. It's coming along. I do love the contrast between the two metallic paints for this. Got the dark and the very bright, and I really enjoy the way that looks. That's working for me. So far, anyway. Actually, since it's in shot there, Nostro, where do you reckon? Say I want to go and do stripes on the Nostro jet. Where do you reckon? Wingtips, mid wing, up the guts of the fuselage. What do you think? Alright, I'm going to switch over paintbrushes because I've got a lot more engine area to do, so they're slightly bigger. A bit scrappier, doesn't matter. Everyone's got that slightly... Oh, mid-wing. Skits. And that's not the worst idea, but skits. But anyway, mid-wing. So, like, you're thinking like that? Either side? Or slightly further in? Oh yeah, skits. I'm using a trick with the diffuser. I've got the the baking paper wrapped around my light, and you're right. It doesn't make it's not an immediate discernible difference, but it does take some of the harshness off. So that was good advice. Thank you very much for that, skits. First option from Nostro, so just on the outside there. Alrighty then. That I can do. Okay. That's the engine done. All bronzed up. Dirty metalled. Oh, I might as well do the bombs. Might as well. Get some definition in there. Okay. Now here's a question. I actually just happen to have some blue contrast paint. Because I was going to give contrast to go a while ago, and then I gave up because it annoyed me. I'm pretty sure I just did it wrong. You know, it's not like the paint product's terrible. I've seen some amazing work done by it, but I just haven't had enough practice, to be honest. But I could do blue, like make it look like a metallic blue stripe. See you when you get back, Cindy. Cinder. Oh gosh, she's gonna stab me. Alrighty, well, that's a bunch of darker metal on top of the regular bolt gun metal. What do I call this one? Warp Lock Bronze. Warp Lock Bronze did up. So what do you think, Nostro? Shall I go for the metallic blue? I mean, that's just so offensively 80s. It can be your call on that. It's either go a strong Caldor Sky, or I'll go find the... I'll be back in a second myself. I guess if I can find that... Where would I put that? Yes. Nostro. That's a one-word answer to a multiple option question. Come on. Back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. One of those many moments that you're really glad you're wearing pants while you're on while you're on video. Okay, so we'll try and make the metallic work then. So here we have Talisar Blue Contrast Paint. So this could go disastrously badly. This will be my my second time attempting to use this stuff. Alright, well first thing I'm going to do is fix up that bit of splashed yellow silver. Is there any more silver I have to correct? A bit there. No. A bit on the teeth. Alright, but I'll give contrast a lick here. Actually, no, I won't. It's disgusting. Actually, I'm going to try it on this one first. Because nope, alright, I committed. Forget it. Let's not be a coward. If I can attempt to build a model, I don't want to lick the paint. That would have to be, I'd have to see a significant donation to pop up. No, I'm not doing that either. Don't worry about that. Ignore that statement. Not doing it regardless. Alrighty. So. Whoa, there's some. Toxic Avenger? Alright, Ice Pirates, yes, I do remember that one. Toxic Avenger, I remember hating that one. I don't think I'm ever going to watch Killer Tomatoes. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do that. I just don't know if I can. I just don't know. Alright, here we go. Depending on how badly this goes on, depends how thick the stripe's going to be. But yes, if I can, for laughs, go and build these models without the instructions, really, I can at least try the blue stripe of death without prep. That isn't terrible. Oh, I like the way it settles in. It's just like a coloured wash, only shiny. Fair enough. Thicker consistency though. Twiggy's here! Hello, Twiggy. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for joining. It's very nice of you to turn up and grace us with your presence. I'm experimenting with color schemes, and I'm being a genius that I am. I'm attempting to paint silver under a bright light on camera. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, that one didn't go as well. That's very crooked. That's very crooked. That's what happens when you try to paint for the camera angle. So now it's a much broader blue stripe. Blue stripe's getting broader and broader. That was your phone, darling. Okay, so, well, I'm going to pretend I did that on purpose and give Nostro a choice. Okay, Nostro, do you prefer the broad? No one can see that. Hang on, I can switch over the light again. Okay, let's have a look at that. Where's a good angle? There we go. We got the broad or the narrow. Broad, narrow. Which of those two do you prefer, Nostro? And I'll make it so. And Twiggy, how are you? Oh, Digging the blue and gold. Yes, it's looking kind of good. Alright. It's an Orky vehicle. I did not expect them to be perfect. Well, it's true. They shouldn't be perfect. But I don't know if I can handle having two different sorts of brush stroke or line thickness, so. Alright, well, I'm going to go with the wide ones then. Yep. Want to match it up more, go broad. Well, we'll go broad. There we go. Broad I went. That looks pretty nifty for the... That looks pretty nifty for Orky Ace stripes, I think. Yes, I like it. Didn't like that. I just slipped and got it all over the rest of the plane. Plane. Oh, well, that's also what happens when you're trying to paint and look at a camera and talk and everything else and just be me. Rather happy with that. Okay. So where did that end up? Oh, it's not that bad in there. Okay, just get a different brush and see if we can absorb some of that damage out. Much like a regular wash, this isn't too bad. Oh, he did in coughs, Twiggy. Nice. Okay. Veteran stripes are blue. My plane is blue. Okay, that's coming along pretty good. Fairly happy with that. I think I'll do a little bit of tidy up and then hit it with a wash. Not bad. 1 hour in and I'm getting to the wash stage. I have to fix up the cockpit a little. Well, not too much actually. Well, 1 point there. It's tiny brush time. Alrighty. Or those of us that actually paint minis, everyone's got the tiny brush. Like it's barely, you can't even see it. Yeah, you can't even see it on camera properly. It's got like about, 7 hairs held together with old paint and will of the force. That's all that's keeping this brush together and usable. I think that's ready for washing. I think. Yeah. Any other details I want in the metal, I'll be picking up with highlights later. You don't have tiny brush? What happened to tiny brush? Everyone has to have tiny brush. I mean, I thought you were real artists, Skits, but apparently, ooh, no tiny brush. You don't like tiny brushes? Oh, right. Don't need no tiny brush, huh? See, I don't know what that means. Size 3 Windsor? I'm going to assume that's a tiny brush. You just renamed it as something else. Okay, clear the decks. It's wash time. Now, as I said before, I got my wash in a bucket, basically. So when it finally does spill, catch is broken. Oh. So when I knock it, it doesn't go absolutely everywhere and kill everything. Of course, now that I nearly knocked that over. That'd have been great. Contrast paint everywhere. Fantastic. Very classy. Nice work, Simmons. I choose to believe my version, Skits. Alright. I really like using washes. Beautiful for pulling out all those little details that you can come back and dry brush later, and it's a fantastic thing. Although with the current temperature this may take all night to dry, so chances of me pulling off a, well, we'll see, might get a 2-hour paint job done, may not. I actually blue tacked mine down once, but he used a bit too much blue tack, so when I knocked it, it didn't fall over immediately. I didn't realize this. It just very slowly fell over and then very slowly dribbled everywhere. Didn't realize it until it was kind of like running off the table and dripping into my shoe. Not my greatest moment. Funny. It's not great. Yeah, it was a nice pair of joggers. Then I pretty much killed them with that. Wasn't even a cool color like red. If it had all been red and then dried onto my shoe, it would have looked very dramatic. But nah, I think it was green or something. Naturally on a pale, it was a pale grey shoe, so it just murdered it. I'm also of the belief when it comes to using washes that it's very hard to have too much wash. I mean, it's possible, but even if you stuff up and put too much on it, all it does is really slow down drying time. It might pool in some areas and look a bit nasty, but again, it's nothing you can't actually fix. So washing is that happy, safe moment in painting where you get to see if the design's going to work or not. For me, anyway. Alright, switch over color, switch over lights again. Okay, so much dirtier, much grottier. Rather happy with that. And as usual, looks much better in person. That is my one complaint about doing this sort of thing on screen. On video, sorry. Oh, there we go. There's a sweet spot angle. Lots of shiny details coming out there. Now I'm going to switch over the... Yeah, that's too bright now. Oh, hang on. There we go. Found it. Zoom, 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 zoom. Alrighty. Kind of happy with that. This one's coming along nicely. Oh, idiot. I put my contrast down before I put my wash down, didn't I? And the whole trick with contrast is it works over silver. So if I paint over the top of that with wash, it's just going to kill it, isn't it? Oh, well, science. We'll do that in a minute. I've got to go put some more darker colours on that. See, now Cinder, sorry, you calling me a Muppet, I get offended at, except we both know it's true. Sorry. Getting a bit cold, the coffee. Definitely been sitting here an hour then. Keep the wash thin, it shouldn't be a problem. Oh, really? Washes over stinky bastard man. With a contrast over the metal and it's fine. Alright, well, here we go. Like I said, now it's advisory science. Now it's experiment under suggestion. Although if it's an idea from Skits, is it more suggestion or coercion at this point? Actually, Skits is my mod, so it's actually almost Stockholm Syndrome, I think. This could possibly solve a hostage situation. So the answer to all this is yes, I will do as you say. Did I just knock the camera? I did too. Genius. Great work. Okay, I want that one. Put the others back. Oh, here's a question for everyone. All right, you don't have to answer, of course, but it would be very sad if you don't. What is the laziest meal you've had whilst this whole lockdown thing's been underway? Okay? What's the laziest thing you've done? Mine, so far, was getting 2 bits of cold pizza, whacking them together like a sandwich and putting it in the hot grill, in the sandwich press. That ended up being an amazing thing. Arrhenius, hey! A dry tortilla? That's all right. And Arrhenius, hello. Welcome aboard. Didn't see you come in. Thank you for visiting. A dry tortilla. You see, I can see that because it's yeasty and it's kind of salty bread by itself, and it's also very filling and it's got a good texture. Yeah, I could eat I could eat a plain normal tortilla just by itself. Oh, hey, Chalk. And I know it's Chalk. I knew it was you. I remember that. I remember getting confused by your name again last time. Well, not last time, but some other time. It's happened. Alrighty. But dry tortilla, I like it. Ooh. Balsamic vinegar. Well, so far, Cinder is doing the most effort with her lazy eating. There's actually steps involved in yours. That requires you to open freezer, get thing out of packet, put into microwave, press buttons. There we go. And then have to do all this other stuff. I don't know. Alright, canned Vienna sausage? That sounds horrible. I mean, I assume it's okay. But just, I don't know. I think that actually makes me mad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, canned food is good. It's also lazy, but I think there's just an extra level. I think Skits is right. Canned Vienna sausage, though, it's not even. I mean, I just can't. We're gonna move along. I have to look it up. I'm gonna have to look it up later. I won't do it now. I'm on the clock, but I'll definitely have to do it later. Canned Vienna nut. That's a can of nope. That's what that is. Mind you, having watched my friends from America experience Vegemite for the first time, it's okay. Although speaking of lazy cooking, I've always enjoyed pots. Pots are basically a bowl with a handle. You can cook it, eat straight from the pot. It's fine. Yeah, you did break me. Canned Vienna ruddy sausages. Hey Joe, would you eat canned Vienna sausage? It depends what. Yeah, yeah. What does it look like? I imagine not good. Ugh, just nasty. Although I think the very worst food I've ever seen in my life, it was a canned cheeseburger. You crack it open and you plop out this soggy cheeseburger, but then you've got to have to let it dry. It has to dry out so that the pickling solution, whatever it's in, um, lets it reform or something. And it just sits there looking like exactly what it sounds like. And well, I had to try it, didn't I? Because it's possibly the worst thing I've ever eaten, and then I ate it, and it was in fact the worst thing I've ever eaten. I did not manage to stomach it. It came up, and along with breakfast and everything else, I think I'd eaten for 3 days. It wasn't a good time. And I checked the expiry date, and it didn't have one. So I'd say it's just one of those unkillable foods that should never be eaten in the first place. Suppose it couldn't actually expire because it couldn't actually get any worse. With the taste, I don't even know if you could tell if it was rotten or off or not. It's traumatic. Alright, well, that's coming along. It's enough talking about bad food. And do what people are here for, is to see me paint. Or at least listen to me rabbit on about rubbish and kind of be okay at painting. No, I don't want to use that brush. Too thin, too small. It is far too wee. Uh, that one. Apocalypse food, yes. Yes. It is the worst of foods. Mind you, it'd be like that dwarven stone bread in a lot of the different fantasy books where it's just like, it's there and you look at it, and the reason is so effective is because after you've looked at it long enough, you're just not hungry now. You don't want it. You don't want it anymore. Your hunger is left, so it's very efficient. I think that was a Terry Pratchett joke. Love those books. That makes me think I should actually check out some more of the alternative fantasy books and not movies out there. By alternative, I mean not the mainstream. The only fantasy movie that anyone knows is Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. What else could I use? What else could I watch? MRE, kiwi, and mango sauce. Yeah, okay. Nostra, yes. MREs are an entirely different thing. I don't even know if they're actually food. Or if they're their own food group. There's something unkillable, but strangely enjoyable about those ration packs. Of any sort of ration packs. I mean, it's filling. Just don't have too much of the cheese. Okay. And before, Nostra reminded me of the horrors of MREs. What was I saying? Oh yes, fantasy movies. Let's have a think. She's not a fantasy movie, but I'd love to see a properly done Warhammer 40k movie. I'd love to see it done well. That atrocity that was the animated Ultramarines film does not count as anything. I just didn't want a refund. I wanted an apology, written one. That hurt me in my favorite hobby. It's bad. Okay, that I think is all of the dark metal done on the Dakkajet, the Nostril Fighter. Apart from well, did you watch my review and then watch the film? Because I can lend you the film. I am that malicious. I have a copy. You can watch it. I can lend it to you, Twig. Then I'll have to give you an apology. Okay. Alright, a little bit of silver touch up, and then I'll hit this one on the wash as well. And we check. Now, see, there's a problem. It's too cold. It's not enough. It's not hot enough for this wash to be drying quick enough. Oh, sketch, you don't want it. Mate. Look, okay, how do I describe this? Alright, for those of us that went to art college, and particularly to that particular have studied animation, alright? If you've studied animation of any sort, and if you've watched any animation of any sort, and you watch this film, you'll realize that you can see better anywhere. There's better animation in many cases done in cinema advertising. I'm not kidding. It's horrendous. Oh, Dragonheart. Right, yes, thank you. Thank you for distracting me there, Nostra. I was about to launch into a rage. Well, not really a rage, but yeah. Let's see, Dragonheart. That was good fun. I like Dragonheart. There's a second one? There's Dragonheart 2? Alright, 1 and 2. Oh, Conan. Conan 1 and 2. And Red Sonja. There we go. Yeah. But that is not... I think I distracted myself, but that is not drying quick enough. Although it is looking very nice, it's just... And it's pooling at the bottom. I should have known that was going to happen. Here's one of my little favourite tricks. It's probably done a lot. I'm not going to claim to be the originator of it or anything, but it's... You can soak up pooling stuff with a large, fluffy dry brush without wrecking, if you're careful, the overall look. Yeah, right. It's not drying. That's really frustrating. Well, if it doesn't dry in time, I'll crack out some random mini bits and I'll kit bash something. Hairdryer. Nah. I have visions of me melting my models or getting the bubble bake effect from overdoing it on the hairdryer on the washers as well. There's more? There's more than 1 and 2. Really? The others can just... Oh, the others are just... Okay. Just spin-offs borrowing the title. I could always see if I can subcontract Joe. Hang on, I'm gonna. I wonder. We'll try it. It's science, right? And if it fails, it's going to be very funny on recording. I'm about to say on film, but there's 1 second. Okay, sorry, I just folded my mic up so when I yell, and I'm not yelling at you guys. Come here, hun. Okay, this isn't drying very quickly, right? Okay, sweetie? This isn't drying. So, it's been recommended that someone get a hairdryer and give it a buzz for a couple of minutes. Would you be able to go see if that would work?
Alright.
Yeah? Medium heat, say? And just blow dry on the top and underneath. Do you reckon you could try that, sweetie? I'm running out of time, hun. Yeah, okay, okay. Give it here. Give it here. But if you get a moment, please. Please, please, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright,
All right. That might work. We'll see. If this doesn't work, Skits, it's all your fault. I foresee characters falling down cliffs. Just saying. Okay, I think that looks... that's good enough. Oh, so you haven't done it yourself. I'm your guinea pig. Right. Okay. If nothing else, we're going to have a laugh. Hmm? Okay. I don't have a lovely assistant. I have a wonderfully beautiful assistant, actually. Alright, let's give this a wash. Ah, can't. I've got to do the little silver struts. Hey, Chalk, do you still actually do any hobby painting, mate? Or are you giving that up? You destroyed everyone before you with your Grey Knights and you've just gone, now reign champion and left. He may not even be listening anymore. Okay, so with the... It's funny with when you're painting little, on the bracing on really fine details like this. Sometimes I find you can just get lucky and you run the brush across it at the perfect angle and you only pick up the little highlights that you want and everything's fine. Other times I've done this and I've only ever got where I never wanted to be in the first place. It's like the paint specifically ended up in exactly the incorrect locations and not anywhere else but the incorrect... That's really annoying. But the incorrect locations. Okay. We have the time, but mostly... Yeah. Who has the time with these? Well, I've got the time, but I have to... Yeah, you have to make a conscious effort to really, one, get the space, and then make the time happen. Yeah, that's... Now, this has kind of worked, you see. On one side, it's worked really nicely. On the other side, it's a mess. So I'll attempt a quick touch up and then wash it, but if I stuff it up again, then I'll just wash it and be done with it and fix it up later. I don't know, the die spots weren't doing too bad for you in the most recent game. There's skits. You weren't failing anything critically important. And the things that your character shot stayed definitely dead. That worked. Ha! Okay. So we've got a different sort of canopy on this one. I'll switch the lighting over. You might be able to see if I can find a good angle. Oh, come on. Okay, there. See, you got the multi-strut. You got the multiple struts on that canopy. It looks really nice, up close and in detail. Looks a little weird on this camera angle, but I think you can see it like that. Yeah, there it is. There's a good angle of it. Yeah. Switch the light back. Put the brightness back up. Thank you, thank you. Glad you like it. It's very therapeutic, this. Oh, you're back. Rescue mission, hun. I'll give it a couple. Yeah, you just give it a medium heat blow dry all over, please. Yes. Oh, I know, right? She said I'm lucky that she loves me, and I am incredibly lucky that she loves me. Mainly because I'm ugly. The die spots for Rogue Trader game. Oh, you're playing Rogue Trader? Nice. Good game. Frustrating game. Good game. But it's set in 40k, so every time you turn around, oh look, demons are popping out of the warp. Out of the lunchbox, out of the refrigerator. You know, you sneeze too close to anything. Oh, demons. I'm not bitter about our previous games where demons popped out of the ground every time I turned around. I'm not bitter at all. It's not like it was almost as if Skitz's character was purposely destroying my universe. Okay. Yeah, see that Nostro is the stuff that's exactly what I'm talking about. What you described there is exactly what happens. And yes, Skits, I am salty because your character may have lost half their body mass. I was the guy that had to come up with a story to wrap around it on a sprint every couple of sessions. I don't think I had a session that didn't end up with me having to very quickly rewrite my scenarios on the fly because, you know, someone went to go pick up the morning mail and there was a greater demon of Zench in the letterbox. So that was that was a rough time. It sort of tainted. Vi didn't die ever. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Vi has made a reappearance, Twiggy. Vi is as you know, the wife of Vinny, and they have turned up in my main game. Turned up very much cat amongst the pigeons, I can tell you. Funny thing is, my Rogue Trader party had no psychers. The veil is just that thin. Well, yes, the veil is very... Oh, you see that? I nearly knocked it over. But my little pot thing saved it. It worked. Wow, that's far too much. Wow, that's a lot. Alright, this is a very dirty fighter. The Nostro Jet is a dirty fighter. I'm going to attribute this to the amount of times it's been blown up or blown up things very, very close to it. I'm afraid so, Skits. I'm afraid so. But yes, Vi and Vinny have turned up and both saved the day, politically speaking, and made things much worse in many, many ways. Chalk's character managed to take great advantage of them at every turn, though, mainly because Vinny found it very funny to be taken advantage of by this little political upstart, who turned out to be a very great political upstart. Okay. Okay. That is a heavily overwashed Dakkajet. The Nostrojet is coming along. There's a lot of wash left over. Hate to waste it. I'm just gonna. Now that's not good paint practice, but this stuff's expensive. Yeah, nah, says Arrhenius. Yeah, says everyone else. Okay. That is. Oh, she returns. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, ugly, she says. There we look at that. It's so good. It's all dry and shiny. Told you to work, Skits. Told you. Don't worry about it, mate. I've tested it for you. I confirmed it. Yes, Mighty Joe has indeed returned with a nice and shiny looking jet fighter. Brilliant. I'm not going to be able to get this one. This one is a little bit too much wet. I don't think that'll work, Joe. Might have to wait on that one. But look at that. Look at that. Very good. Now I get the dry brush and wreck everything. Thank you, darling. Good job. No, all right. I need it back now. Get out. Okay. Let's see. Dry brushing. The bit which either goes really, really right or really, really wrong. Anyway, what was I doing before this? Oh, yes. I was showing off the Nostro fighter. Okay, hang on. If I can just find a decent camera angle again. Yeah, that's probably about as good as I'm going to get with this lighting. Why did I paint a silver plane? Yeah, it's reflective, hun. Stop laughing at me. Shut up, you. There we go. The Nostro fighter is coming along. And it's absolutely filthy with with wash underneath. Apparently they heard you laughing. All right. Don't sing. That's my song to sing. Don't. Leave me alone, you. Anyway, thank you very much for drying that off. Okay, what have I got? I have 26 minutes left to see if I can pull this together. And not by dropping it. And yes, dry brushing is best brushing. It's so good. I really enjoy doing it. However, the first brush is critical. The first go is where it can be very untidy. Now, I do remember more than once forgetting where I was at and just getting a big munch load of this paint and forgetting to remove the access, so that I had to just restart painting again. Okay. Yeah, I think we're almost good here. Now, the other thing, I don't want to do too much on the dry brush because I want to keep this grotty looking. There we go. It's pulling some of the shiny back in. And because I've got the dark metal there, I can actually just dry brush over the top of the other. I can dry brush over the dark metal and it still keep its look, which I'm happy about. There we go, getting the sheen back, but it's got dirty recesses and all the nooks and crannies. Rather pleased with that. Of course, by dry brushing over the windscreen, there's almost no point in putting the windscreen on there, doing that yet at all, but whatever. That's what touch-up is for. Now I might go back and put a second wash over some of the darker metal, just to keep it darker, but this is working really quite well. Bit more, bit more, bit more. Yeah, so those of us into the painting side, do we all agree that dry brushing is pretty fantastic? I find it to be just great for getting that detail you need. Now, I am not one to leave it at dry brushing though. I think, like many people, I go back over and do it again. Yeah, see, Cinder Pidgey agrees with me. I do have to go back and retidy. I just can't leave it at dry brushing because sometimes some of the details gets wrecked. I've actually got a little bit more confident with my dry brushing of late. And when I do larger, like marines or something, I'm probably going to start dry brushing them a lot more. Just because blending, I'm getting better at my blending with dry brushing. So, alright, that's pulled out enough of the highlights in there. Just to look pretty good, but still look a little grotty. See, it's all nice and... Let's do a... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so... One's just plain out shiny, the other one's got some details showing. So, I'm quite pleased with that scheme and that style. Darn, that's bright. There we go. You see what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Twiggy, exactly like that. Okay. Well, I am now going to see if I can ramp up the shiny factor a lot more now. And, ooh, coffee time. Important. Now it's just stone cold. The trick with coffee, I find, is having enough sugar and milk in it that you can still drink it cold. Like, technically, a bit more sugar and I could pour this over pancakes. So, it's still delicious, no matter what I do. Although it does have a faint aftertaste of blue paint at the moment. Yeah. Oh well. That's my own fault for leaving it too close. Okay, but let's... Now... Oh, yes. Love that mug. It's very shiny, Marvel. Don't you wish you could get paid for product placement? Yeah? I think it's just nice of everyone not to sue us. Anyway. Now, the trick Skit showed me. Trixie Skitsy. Just to try to keep a tidy spot. Yeah, we'll go that other brush. So, now I go along and I force... once I change the paint properly... Basically I'm going to try and force metallic highlights on the metal by using a much lighter or shinier metal. That's the better word. So I've got lead belcher here, and this is my iron breaker. Lead belcher being my base. Okay, that's why it goes on so easily. And now your iron breaker is a much more bright, reflective metal. It's like what used to be called chainmail, I think. Now it's not nearly white like mithril, or whatever they call it now is, but it's still very bright. And so you go along and you go, alright, so let's have a think. Well, obviously along the edges of the wing tips there, that's where you could imagine abrasion and just from flying will pick up. Oh, I'd like to have some definition on that exhaust at the top there, so just touch along the exhausts and where the little curve is, where you could imagine where light would reflect. Put that there. A little just along the top of those, just to really get some pop out of that. Now, I don't know if I honestly don't think you can see it. I know what I'm looking at. Unfortunately, I'll just narrate it anyway. So I'm going to go along one side. I think I'll do the highlights on one half of the canopy to like make it almost look like there's a lighting source. And when I come back to do the blue inside, don't have long, 20 minutes. Stop talking, keep painting, Simmons. Move it. Alright. That is not looking too bad. A couple little high points along here I'll just lift up with some brighter silver. Okay. Also I'm going to go ow. Just also I will go along and do some of the, don't know what I'm going to call them, veins. I don't know enough about aircraft. I'm going to call these, they're ridges. They're little ridges on the actual wingy thingy bits. Technical term that. I'll hit those raised areas as well, just to give them a little bit of just pop. It's possibly some of the finest detail work you can do when you're doing this sort of thing, because you're not really painting on color. You're painting on a reflection. You're forcing, in many ways, a fake reflection. And therefore, what you're looking at the wrong spot. Sorry, totally off camera. See, you can now see that orky glyph on the front, right? That pops a lot more. But there's no white on there. There's nothing. All that's there is a reflective metal style color. I'll put some more up here on the shoulders of that intake. A little bit there at the base of the wing. Some along the top ridge. So what you're doing is drawing the eye, forcing. You're drawing the viewer's eye. You're forcing a fake reflection point. I think I've got all that terminology right. Probably haven't. I'm going to listen to this later and cringe. But anyway, see along the back of the fuselage here, I'll also paint in a fake reflection line. And if it's too heavy, I'll just dab it with my thumb. Give it a little dab, and that takes the edge off. Well, it takes the extreme brightness away. A little bit of a bit more on those points, and I will dab on the top of the guns. And then, yeah. Okay. I'll do a couple of points underneath. Not many, because that's not really the area you're looking at much. You're more viewing it from the top. But it would make sense to have a little bit of shine and reflection down there. Again, not too much. There's a bit too much there, so I just rub that with my finger before it dries there. Not exactly a professional approach, I suppose, but I'm not a professional painter, am I? Okay, that is lifting a lot of the really bright reflections you're seeing there now. There you go. Bit more light, a bit more bounce to it. Not too shabby. Okay. So now it's really coming along. It's going to fly into Valhalla all shiny and chrome. Alright. Now when I take photos of these tomorrow morning in decent lighting, um, and whack them up onto Instagram, you'll really see how those color combos work. It's really quite a nice effect. But I have spent a little too long on that. I'm talking about it probably too much because I've got to work on the yellow. Yeah, shiny dirty. It's a beauty. It's a very fun little contrast. This is the real quick and rough version of what I watch skits and other people do. So, of course, the best way to learn is watch other people who know what they're doing, or they bluff really well. Whatever works. Now, this can be a bit of a dog. This is where it could all go very wrong because, as we all know, or anyone who's used a lot of Games Workshop or Citadel paints, yellow can be horrible. Yellow can be thin or too thick. It can be gluggy. It can be like liquid, like a water. It's really hard to tell how your yellow is gonna come out. And of course, if there's any other color on the brush, all of a sudden the yellow goes, hey, no, we're green now. Or an orange or whatever. It's such an irritating color to use at times, and that's already irritating me. Great work. Blast. Oh, doesn't matter. Let's just get it done, and I can touch it up next time. Yeah, not happy with it. Yeah, alright, well, whatever. It's a bit late now. Gosh, I hate yellow. Or at least I just don't like the bright one. It's just such a fickle colour. I like it on everyone else's models. It always manages to look better. This stuff is just... it's a weak colour. I suppose on the upside it does manage to look quite dirty. Which is the idea. Dirty yellow. Alright. Okay, what I've done wrong. I know what I've done wrong there. Okay. It's obvious now that I'm thinking about it. What I've gone and done is I've applied the yellow as if it's a main color, but it's not. It's meant to be a highlight, much like what I did with the silver. Duh. Really, you know? The moment you say it out loud, you realize it's like when you ask a question to someone, you figure out your answer as you open your mouth. Or in my case, whenever I can't find something at the shops and I go to ask a question, and it's right there in front of me. So now I have to do a very quick and horribly untidy, probably, fix of my base color again. Back over the top to mostly get rid of that. Ah, yes, the rubber ducky. Talking to the duck. I've tried to explain that to people at work. They don't get it. The concept of talking to the duck is alien to them. I don't know how to reach them. Oh, deadbeat. That looks much better. Of course, yellow is a lighter colour. Much lighter. You got to work on layers, don't you? More meatball. All right, come on. Ow, ow. Crampy cramp. Alright, so for this to work properly, so I've got to brace my hand against the tabletop to get a nice steady edge. So I hit it with the base again, but not fully, so I've got a little bit of overlap, right? A little bit of overlap, or what I mean is it's not full coverage, so I've still got my dirty shadows. And just enough to lift the color out. Because if I go straight from washed dirty, see you later, hun. Be in soon, sweetie. No, no. Okay, thank you, hun. Yeah, so I'll have a gradient effect from dark and dirty, and then I spotch on the fresh color where the wear and the dirt would wear away, and just the highlight effect. Much better. Doesn't look anywhere near as dodgy now. See, I'm forcing... Ow, what is that? Anyway, I'm forcing a highlight effect in there. Yeah, just by putting the base color back over the wash. I do it all the time. Don't know why I forgot about it this time. I suppose the danger is because this is a base, it's very thick, heavy pigmentation, you can accidentally overwhelm all the work you've already done. Oh, no, it's not going to happen. 8 minutes. Bugger. That's the moment of forgetting my own color theory, I think, is critically affecting my chances of getting this boy done. Well, I think I've stuffed it, people. Well, not the model, just my timeline. Network error? What do you mean? What happened? Something drop out, did it? Are we back? Okay, so what happened? Just general crash out, hey? Yay, Australian internet. Well, all you missed was probably me complaining about the fact that I'm running out of time. And I've got a lot yet to do. But welcome back. So glad I'm not... Well, I was talking to myself, but I'm glad you have returned. No, but that's the idea. I want to do as much as I can in 2 hours. I'm trying to smash this out. That's my little challenge I've made for myself. Otherwise, I will literally sit here and naff ass around constantly and not get anything flaming done. Okay, so the bright yellow is a proper highlight this time. And trying to do it quickly. Paint faster, Muppet. Eh, eh. You're off, Nostro. Okay, well, you have a very good one. Thank you so much for swinging by. And I may have your Nostro fighter complete by then. I may save it to paint on stream. We'll see. Painting. Tab Dab that out. A little bit of highlight, a little bit of highlight. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Dab, dab, dab. Okay. How we doing? I really like the fact that people come back to visit doing this thing. This is kind of nifty. I can see what people meant by, you can build a community on stream, on Twitch. Didn't quite understand until I started doing this. This is only my second one, and it's just really nice having people visit. I don't think I could record a D&D game though. I just don't think. I don't know how everyone would react when we're doing that. Okay, I think. That is the bright yellow mostly done. Just gotta on the head, nose, the nose cone. Come on, nose cone. Brush, quick. Say the word brush when you're brushing because you're apparently a kindergartner, preschooler when you start doing these things. Okay, that. Oh, look at that! I like that. I like the highlighting, working on the teeth. Teeth? Yeah, you know what I meant on the nose. Oh, I'm very happy with that. Okay. I think I put together an A team to Oh yeah, our one shot did go well, didn't it, Twiggy? Everyone kind of forgot they're on camera. But then again, we had Johnny as a maestro switching between shots and that. Oh, really? People want us to do it again? Well, just might have to do that then. Okay. Fairly happy. Fairly happy with that. What I got left? The cockpit. Alrighty. Well, actually, I have a new game in mind, and I've got Roll20 working. I could do another one shot, a slightly different one shot. Actually, I have one in mind. It could be quite interesting. Okay, cockpit. That is definitely the blue that was in my coffee. Speaking of which. Oh, go. Okay. Now, lighter blue again over the cockpit, forcing a fake reflection. Doesn't have to be too detailed, just have to be enough color to give people the idea. I've seen some amazing reflective glass work. I do not have the skill. I lack the skill to do that myself, so I come close. I do a poor replica of that effort. Funny thing about painting, quite often it's if you can't do it, come close, and if you can't come close, try something else. It's got to be enough for you to be happy with it. Extra. Oh, hang on. What D&D chat? Have to photo. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind giving it a go. I'd probably end up just recording and broadcasting a Roll20 session. Actually, that's how I do that. And I'm officially out of time. Bam. That is 2 hours work. The only thing I didn't get done. Actually, no. I started slightly late. I didn't actually pick up the paintbrush until slightly later. Not long. I'm going to give myself a tiny little bit of extra time there. Go, brain, go. Yes, there we go. That's the windscreen. And, it's not here. Where's me red? Doesn't matter. Alright, won't paint the bomb. There we go. 2 hours, pretty much. 2 hours work. And there's my fighter. Now, switch over the lights again. There we go. Let's get a good vantage point for this guy. There we go. No, that's a bit terrible. There we go. 2 hours. Really quite happy with that effect. I'll be putting... Oh, that's not bad. There's a better angle there. I'll be putting this in... We're taking some proper production shots, some glamour shots tomorrow, early morning. Decent lighting, I hope. But there we go. I'm really happy with that. You know where this is headed. Good, good. Well, thank you very much for joining me tonight. That has been a lot of fun. Glad there were no major technical issues apart from that glitch. I'm sorry about the network dropping it. Nothing I can do about that. But I was recording it, so if you missed a lot, just see if you can find that little section. Want to upload that to the YouTubes, or if Twitch is behaving itself and stores it this time. Okay, but there we go. That's plain. That's one of what, 6. Dakkajets done. Very happy with that. Then we'll see. I don't know if I'll do another painting next week. I think I might start building something else again, just to keep things interesting. But we'll see, eh? Alright, happy with that. I will try and get the nostril jet finished off for Nostro for next week, because I want to show that off. Let's give him a decent lighting back. There we go. Okay, like I said, thank you very much for coming. Thank you for joining in on this. Hope everyone has an excellent week. Hope good and the whole week treats you very kindly. And yeah, if you have any suggestions or comments, that sort of thing, dump them in. Find the Facebook page, okay, or Instagram, or wherever you can find. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you'd like me to see me do. But I think next week is more than likely going to be some of the bigger ones. The fighter bombers. Never mind about the price. Yeah, anyway, fighter bombers. Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much. Have a very good evening. And I will catch you later. See you online, guys.